Mates, well, the same sort of boat. They can blow this group wide open with a victory here today. Lotus is where we start, and a fresh face from BBL, both in the map we're seeing and the player who's opened it up, Magnum. Newest addition to this roster, a bit of a last-minute change. Managed to open up the B site. They're not content with just taking that control, though, looking for the deeper push. 3 players on the other side of this smoke. Util fired, but Magnum, he's landed another and a third for Magnum. He'll eventually fall, but it looks like this round is set to land in BBL's hands. Mini, the only player standing in their way. He's been good, but not good enough this time.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's someone hiding on the backside of the other part of the map. I do like the look of these compositions, though. I think for both sides, it sort of sings
the better way to play it, but ultimately, giving that player that comfort role can have a lot of value. Now, they are hunting them down, looking for the orbs and the fights. JAMPPI with a double, and there's a decent margin for error. 2 players falling, though, and we've reached it. Anyone else, and those losses will be felt, but luckily, it is clean. Sit back and wait, play contact on click, and avoid that early burst of utility that's coming his way, but he's been forced out by the salvos and caught in the open.
The door was open, right? Could even not just gone back through the door?
I think it just opened a second after the salvos.
Definitely seemed like he was stuck in the mud, not having the TP online. They're getting slaughtered. That's 3 kills already. Same stuns thrown in, but this time it's Levin looking for those battles, loses the fight. Kata's done well. It seemed like the spike was going to go back in another direction. Magnum needs to check his close corners and doesn't win the fight. It's the classic to do the damage. Keeping that player advantage. Still 2 guns in play, but I am looking at that Armageddon and also the late position of Prophet. This is perfect. A man to save them so many times. It looks like he's done it once again. Armageddon onto the spike will force them forward into JAMPPI. And from here on out, it shouldn't be too problematic unless KAMYK really does have a round in him.
No, it's just going to be another save option for Gentlemates. A wide enough net cast by BBL that they'll go hunting him as well. No guarantee he brings this through to the next round, and Sociable puts him in the dirt.
Full retake looking like the plan.
Oh, they're just going in, running through the cages. It's being heard, but there's nothing in the form of a response from BBL. Sociable and JAMPPI left to pick up the pieces, and they find a double. The problem is Spike still isn't down. They're now being held by an operator in the walk-through. There's no flashes left for JAMPPI, so there's no way to make that fight any easier, and that results in Sociable falling. And with JAMPPI trapped in a corner, there's no way that they're going to let him out of here. Has to fight his way, and Mini wraps around behind. Great round. About is the fact that this squad hasn't got to play in front of that crowd. This is their game. Their moment with the fans. Kata, he was spotted on the way, but still able to grab one before being dealt with. A 4v4, Levin looking for that aggression, and he'll catch it as well. Mini down and pressure onto the C site. Right now, mates are spread out, holding angles all by themselves. A little bit of a group up with KAMYK and Click, but it's the C site that BBL are setting their focus on. That leaves Zipan, soon to be a very much spotted Zipan, to hold by himself. He's backed off, and he should be able to get out of here, but he wants to fight, and that was a mistake with JAMPPI lurking around.
Like catching that initial round on B site where they were ready for somebody to be setting up and catching them out as they do.
Nice try.
And then even in this round, a defending A.
Yeah, indeed. There's been problems there, and I think BBL wanting to put even more pressure on. That's an early fight for Levin. A great idea. Doesn't quite work out. The ult sent through as well. This will slow the push of BBL, but not stop it. The drone signals the push. There's aggression behind it, and Magnum is the one caught as Kata sidesteps the paranoia. Util thrown his way. Some shots land as well, but KAMYK's here to back up that.
The get-go. He looked very decent in mates. Seems like it's going to be the same sort of attempt. Paranoia is stellar, and in fact, it's Prophet to take the hit. The knives eventually get the job done. I think that was a stun that came out from JAMPPI to help out with that one.
I have no idea how Levin survived so long, and that's a big danger. The Blade Storm alive late into the round. Kata makes it back to heaven just in time.
Go for it.
Looks like, yeah, with that Blade Storm just on the bottom of the rope, he's caught Mini. He's looking for more and won't find Kata this time. But he's put it back to a 3v3. Sociable in a great position, but he's been spotted now. The shots land on Click and his decoy. And the op of KAMYK This is a real danger.
He's just gonna salvo.
He's gonna salvo him off the angle, holding the stun late, and now KAMYK has to peek into him. The timer ticking away, the pressure on, and
What is this
look,
angle?
he snuck into the corner. Sociable. It's a risk up against the op, and the risk that doesn't pay off. There's still time. Lives and ends up having massive impact later on into the round. That's what we want to see. He's been suffering in those opening duels so far, and it looks like another on its way as KAMYK lands the op shot into Levin, and the numbers sit with Gentlemates early on.
We've seen finally that operator have a little bit of extra impact. It's not been KAMYK's day so far, or maybe not been his season so far, but being able to get his squad the opener, the spike still very much down within the spawn, and a massive gap. Mini clearly not realizing they've just walked all the way through, expecting some piece of utility. Now that spike is being retrieved by Profik, and because of that, the TP from Kada not going to find too much. Okay. It seemed like Zipan was actually aware.
From delay from Sociable again, looking good. Rolling Thunder deep into the spawn. It's caught two. Sociable's the one with the pressure on. No support coming his way, but he lands one before being dropped on the second peak. The defuse tapped, the pressure now on. They want to jump through and confirm that it's not being diffused. That's exactly what JAMPPI does. A 4-peak. We heard it from McWunker a little bit earlier on that this is a guy that, a map at least, a series, a day that he expects KAMYK to step up, but it's KAMYK filling those shoes.
Completely blind, monitor off. You tell him to dash into a position and he will click. He's gonna catch another one. A couple now of opening picks that he's been able to find from pushing through B. Joins back up with the rest of the squad and gets some information. They're gonna push into this. A bit of a whiff from Levin gives a really good opportunity. It's gonna be left more so onto Profik, who can't quite do enough. Now left all onto Magnum, and he'll be watched for this time from KAMYK. Inside have been pushing so regularly, they're just gonna try and take it away from them, but look at the crossfire. 3 players here already.
It's KAMYK who's in trouble, but he is finding one before going down. A redirect now from BBL, and in fact, the reinforcements have come in. Ult is not quite going to land. They're already ahead of it, and see site to be taken. Okay, BBL avoided a lot of the dangers of this round already with KAMYK down. No Rolling Thunder either for mates to fight their way back into the site. And now a possibility, especially with JAMPPI, just 2 away, and now 1 with the plant. They can have a Rolling Thunder of their own. The swing is good, but it's Profik to claim the kill. JAMPPI goes down after 1, and Kata's stepping up to the plate. A triple kill to pull this round back into mates' favor. And 7-5 at the half. This was a really shaky start from the mates.
He's able to get on the lurks. Is so valuable to this squad. Like keeping the space, but more importantly, he's the guy making the calls. He's going to get wrecked within the first few seconds of the round. Wow. But so have the players of BBL.
They're ready to pounce right back into this site, and the Heaven control being sought after. There's players awaiting their arrival. It was Magnum who got shut down as JAMPPI runs his way back through, and a 3-piece from the breach. Yep.
Able to fight back. They're going to attempt it here, but they're walking into a site with a couple of players already on it.
Not the best of weaponry for Profik, and he struggles a little bit with the trade-outs. This is going pretty well for Gentlemates. The pressure on, and Sociable might be about to take a big risk. Let's see if it pays off. It certainly does. 2 already under his belt, and he'll be robbed of the 3rd.
I have to wait and see if he's going to be able to move back into this half, because as I said, a lot of the time he's going to be the man commanding half of the map already. That's more of what we expected to see. Profik attempting to get aggressive and completely denied by the IGL.
Yeah, nice shot. He's angry enough after losing that opening pick in the pistol round on C. He goes back. This time gets the better of them. Levin is caught and pushed down on. Easy kill for KAMYK. Great paranoia from Kadavra. And now a 3 versus 5. They had decent weaponry. They can do damage. You see that with 10 HP left on KAMYK. But it's mates who are clicking onto the heads of their opponents and leaving just 2 to stand in their way. Zipan, having sent the drone through, they know he's a little later. Look to isolate the pick, and that player is the one with the spike. There's a couple problems brewing for Gentlemates, but they're dealing with them easily. Now,
looking at what he can actually do from this position. Maybe hoping that one of the players will just walk into his crosshair. Oh, there you go. That's at least 1 for 3. Kada will go down. Anything more would need a miracle, and it's not going to happen. The breach on the
side of mates, it's Profik but he's got lots of backup, not just the breach, but we see here Levin snuck past Mound and picks off Cadaver.
Eventually he spotted the cam, but they already have a player within sight, a player towards the door, a player rotating. There is plenty available here for BBL, a solid read, and well, misses onto the fake out, but that won't matter too much. Just looking to try and hold on to that player advantage though. JAMPPI goes peeking. That's at least one back for Mates.
You understand why Mates don't expect him to be there. He was on C, spotted with that triple peek early on, but the rotations came in right afterwards, leaving one just Profect to anchor on the other side. It means there's numbers more than Mates expect. Zipan does well to find one, but he's left to 11 HP.
Okay.
Still landing another, and Levin's got the pressure on, but it doesn't look like it. Turned him to a diamond, and now BBL shining bright with double digits on the board, 10-6. Impressive. Blade Storm in the stun, but now has to back off. That's a bit off more than he could chew. Look, oh my goodness!
Okay.
Back for more.
Keep it going.
It keeps on going, and there's no escape. Try as he might.
One knife.
Up against one blade, a single knife for Levin. Oh. And it won't land. It won't find its mark.
He's human. He's human.
He's done enough already, Tom.
See? One lunatic. It's okay. Oh, there's now a full squad waiting on the other side, and he's trying to get him with the shorty. Levin's just back from walking all the way up, other than his opponent's going, well, they're not going to be this disrespectful, right? They're not just going to walk all the way behind us. And even at this stage, Zipan hasn't turned around, and that's a spike on the deck. He's even hit the tag up. Rolling Thunder's gone through to catch the remainder of the players, and Levin's kind of just sitting there going, well, guys, I got the spike. There's no one else here.
Levin! They've ulted just Levin, and they didn't even get him! Oh, it's a disaster!
Oh,
kind of
hello.
caught before he TPs, but the rest start to pick up pieces, start to grab a few picks here and there. The ult, though, grabs the information.
Things out. We've seen far crazier things from this man in the past, but it looks like the Mates players are going to look to try and take this together. The jump across from Mini, the sacrifice to give Clicks
To come into play. Click pops the ult off rip here, and a lot of info gained. As far as that A hold, one up in heaven, and they will catch Levin.
Tried to re-aggress. Magnum's done well.
That, especially after opening pick. Early rotations coming through from BBL, but yeah, the position of KAMYK, it should catch them off. It does. They go to clear the close corner. He's a little further back. Then kind of swings in to best option that the defenders really have to work with. One rifle towards the spawn and one in waterfall pushed forward. Magnum had no choice but to take that duel. The ult even catches Levin. That's a rifle on the floor, soon to be retrieved. Well, no, not even. It's being guarded for the moment, at least. And now Mates, well, they rejig up the setup and look towards the spawn, knowing there's got to be a second prong to this retake. A little bit of damage done, but the smoke's up in time to give them that little bit of safety. That's a big gap. The spike is ticking. They'll need to be fast if they want to win this round, and they'll need to get through Click. Not a chance.
That's a lot of control lost. And Prophet needed to make sure if he does stick around that all he's really doing is finding an opener. Fantastic stuff to deny the spike. That will make things that little bit more awkward. Rotations needing to be made from players that were already out of the site to try and get that spike down. In the meantime, the aggression of Click was basically just a bodyguard, trying to stop them getting in towards that site. But this now means that all the Mates players are stuck within.
Oh! Nice shot by Mini. That was through the smoke. I think the second was too. And he's finding even.
Newer IGL, those mid rounds can always be a little scuffed. Oh, that's not the start they were looking for. I think Levin
Means you really want to play this with the numbers. Group up and approach these fights together. Magnum down to 50 as he swings, thanks to the decay. That is the only pick they end up. The drone is destroyed, and a little bit of time bought here with the Rolling Thunder deep into spawn. I like that angle. If Prophet wins this fight, they've got a little bit extra to work with from BBL. Now Mates are locked in. They didn't take that spawn position, and the ult clears it out completely. It's players on the site that have to hold strong.
They've done well to get up close before JAMPPI kicks things off. The response, though, is decent. Putting things back into a close position. Kata's going to try and teleport behind them. And in fact, Mini has managed to buy time and an extra pick. Kata from behind with his opponent so desperately low. Mini flying forward. And they will come. They're going to hope that it can do the same again. And he has the full force of this Gentlemate side up against him. Rolling Thunder perfectly placed a chance. He's only going to get the one, but doesn't want to overcommit this time.
only one pick for BBL. They need that little bit more look at the disadvantages when it comes to weaponry. 3 SMGs to play with. The Bladestorm for 11 can at least make up for that somewhat. The aggression here for Profek, trying something new, but Cat is watching it. The Outlaws trained in on the angle, and it's just one shot needed. Back into even footing. But this position from Sociable, not expected, not detected, and he's out of there for free. 2v4, great stun. And they're gonna be sent running backwards, or Sociable comes to meet them. Kata with it all to do. 3.
And literally sacrifice player after player off that clock. Magnum can run in on the last second just to make sure there's no opportunity for a plant round already done. The other 2 just not gonna be facing, okay, the other 1 not gonna be facing. JAMPPI was gone. Feels like Pal could really use his notebook back. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll put this on me.
Position. Kata, stun is sublime, but it's only going to be the 1. Zipan tries to continue, but it's Levin to fight back. 2 impactful kills. 1 away from having that Bladestorm. We've already seen what he can do with that. Unfortunate for Zipan as well, because he got his ult online from the death. The defense, though, are not just sitting pretty. They're making a move.
As they should, and the group up here. BBL are looking to move towards that broken door. There's 2 players, aggressive, holding on to that control. Flash is good, but Mini's better. It's 4 for 11, an ace needed. Steps heard, and the stun subsiding. KAMYK standing in his way, and he swings it.
I don't think that one was in the strat book. An ace for 11. They need to turn it on the defense, though. The attack side rounds, their opponents are running away with it, but they get aggressive and they win that early fight. The hero of the last round will have to watch as a spectator. But more importantly, mates have to win a 3v4.
Yeah, he's watching on, but they've got the advantage, and it gets even better now. KAMYK trying to make, and it's all theirs. The spike's still not planted as mates desperately try to find an advantage, force a fight, but when the duels come up, it's nothing but BBL on the... That's a much better defensive side showing from him, and a chance to get another opening duel on the board. Win or lose, it's up to you, and, well, it's not an opening, but he gets the pick anyways. A close fight for Profek, but Mini's managed to get the better of him, and Levin doesn't last long in the smoke.
Solid work. BBL versus Liquid did incredibly well on the defense. A lot of it revolved around aggression, and more so having those retakes in their favor somehow. But this one's actually going very well. Through the smoke, they've managed to pick off 2. Zipan already tagged at least a little bit, and I don't know if they will have seen him already. Kata has retrieved that upgraded pistol, but needs so much more to be found. Tries to be calm, but unfortunately for him, his teammates won't be able to hear him when he talks.
That's true. Well, I think he mostly screams.
Go to this round,
A lot of pistols, a lot of opportunities for mates as well, and they pick up 2 of those duels. Sight is theirs, and recovering the pistols, recovering the rifles in the other way of this Spectre that's in play, a little bit more difficult, but they get there eventually. The rest of the BBL players too far away to deny, and so a post plant, a weapon recovered, and a chance as they get aggressive, but straight into the waiting arms of JAMPPI. And if he was loud before, I think I just heard him get a little bit louder again.
Can I get a bit more soundproofing in my headphones? Because I'm going to hear him over my own.
Got the Guardian right down the bottom of mid already. A stun lined up off contact to the cam. I love this. It's beautiful to start with, but the stun doesn't ever get fired out. It's a little late.
Even still, an early trade. You might think with the gun being dropped, it's not the best, but in these sort of scenarios, just whittling away at your opponents can do quite a lot. A chance for Sociable. He's going to win that fight. Now, that's actually the lurking jet of Click. Now, the gun's not necessarily going to be retrieved, and what, straight through the smoke. That's a little bit overzealous for Sociable. Maybe trying to get back in just that little bit too quick. Now puts things back to a 3v3 for mates.
The dropout's dangerous. There's so many players here. And Mini does well to look up above, taking down JAMPPI. The easy fights on the player dropping, and Profek left with it all to do. Look at the HP. They're all so desperately low, but coming in from that angle.
Also, the cam, there we go, will give them all that they need. Can Magnum actually get this pick off? No. The bullet's completely missing, eventually gets the job done, and now they'll have the info on the B side. But mates have decided this is the moment to move. This is the moment to try and get into that side, get into the post plant. But with the aftershock going in and Levin still holding that backline, there's nowhere for them to go.
Spike planted.
Plan secured, but yeah, like you said, fully boxed in. They've chosen the better of the three options, moving towards just one player. Just Levin. Profek taking some control. That's going to force the movement on the other side. KAMYK manages to take him down without a lick of damage, but he's got 4 more coming his way. Try as he might, the shots aren't landing. The big swing coming as all of BBL run into that angle. The defuse found and an immediate response on the round win from mates.
They are not in the best position. Hunter's Fury actually could be utilized by Sociable. This has done an awful lot of damage. KAMYK almost dead as well. One player picked off, and one, mortally wounded.
It's always something that divides opinions about going for those early Hunter's Furies, but this time, damage undeniable, making it that little bit easier up against the weaker investment, and with the rifle down, the easy follow-up, Levin has secured this round. A little bit of help from
to try and get control of A main and deny that portion of the map. BBL have not been doing that. They have left the Cypher setup, they've sit pretty, and that's the spike, by the way.
Yeah, that's the info for sure. Full commitment from mates seems to follow that spike right into the A side. Bladestorm looking to pick up a few as it's KAMYK. The draw blood, rifles in hand, down goes Kata, the swing and the smoke, not working out with Sociable on the other side and picking up 3 as his classic. One guy losing his mind, the other calm as a cucumber. Levin, oh, he's in trouble. He's got players all around him and he will be dropped in the end. And the shock dart trade out, JAMPPI up close, they know where he is, but they found out anyways! A double from behind, and the round back in BBL's hands again! Magnum coming in to save the day.
More than one player alive, it's going to be very difficult to isolate. Looking to wrap on him all together, and well, eventually Sociable gets the freeze kill of his entire career. 6-1. I'd say what we saw there from BBL was a bit more audacious. This jet was really worthwhile.
I'm really enjoying JAMPPI on a breach. Oh my goodness. Well, Levin doing his best JAMPPI impression. He's gone aggressive.
That would have been 2 for 1 if Click didn't get that kill.
It could have been, but what could have been for mates, they'll be thankful that it isn't. A 5 versus 4, Levin in the dirt already. But the push up from Magnum has blown this round wide open. KAMYK's, he's gone down. Fury just won away, good chance. If he finds one that this round is already done.
Oh no.
But it's the flank from Magnum. They're not even looking. And they turn to see him at just the last moment. Now they're looking the wrong way when Sociable peaks. Being played like a fiddle. And it's only one left. It's Click and he is boxed in on another level.
Okay.
One found, 20 seconds. Spike needs to be planted. Or all of these players need to be dropped. And Profek, patient as always. He spotted him running up the ramp, and he'll take him down from behind if he needs to. Both shots fired out, but he gets aggressive, hoping that could be their trigger point. Hunter's Fury, it's good again! He keeps doing this! How? The blind Hunter's Furies, and they keep hitting their mark. Zipan down to half, 45 HP, no shields. And then that's gonna make it so much more difficult for anyone else. Click down to 48 as well. And that blind might have landed, but while they're looking forward, it's the player behind them they should be worried about. Bladestorm for the double, Rolling Thunder. That got them the ends.
For them to get to 9 on their defensive half.
The ult economy trade-off for the round win for the economy advantage as well. JAMPPI getting one with utility. The mates yet to land a shot.
Okay.
There's 2 though. Now, it seems like they're in a little bit of trouble. JAMPPI able to land 1, but caught out. And a 2 versus 3 that they're left in. BBL facing their first real struggle. The retake onto this site. No real impactful utility to help them. And with Profek in his shadow form, no chance of a trade on Magnum. A 1v3 needed. And keep in mind, like we said, mates had a resurgence towards the end of the first half of Lotus. That got them the opportunity to at least push to OT. The same could be happening here.
The info picked up. Hunter's Fury utilized. Levin's going to try and sit within the corner. He's managed to dodge them, managed to get behind, but it's only going to be the 1. Spike dropped to the deck, and Prophet just watching on the cross. I don't know if they even realize that he's here. He's managed to sneak into this position, and if they try and walk forward, it could be a problem. Mini is waiting for, but that's a spike down again. A second time that it's been dropped, and Sociable's done it. That should be the round done. It just has to be sprinted for by Mini, and all the Sociable needs to do is just buy enough time to stun. I don't even think he's got this. No. It won't matter anyway.
The jump there. The jump as the stun came in, it cost him the opportunity to plant, but even then, the kills were going to be found no matter.
Having that Turkish derby at the end, he didn't want to leave it all down to that. Even still, we've seen this squad fight back. KAMYK
down, C.
With a solid pick, but already the opener going in the other direction, the right click. Not so forgiving at times. KAMYK has done well. A quiet performance from him so far. An uncharacteristic one on a map that's been his favorite, but maybe this could be his round. Even still, though. Oh, he's going to get picked off. Sociable is just on fire right now.
His utility, his ults, his shock darts through the wall. He's grabbing them to reveal, helping him along the way. His whole kit. He's making Sova look like a duelist now, Tom, and it's been a while since we've seen that level of success, that consistency from Sociable. What a time to come online like this. Double
into a trap. They have won every single pistol, even from a 2 versus 4 in the last. Already seeing a multitude. That's 11 gone. Not a bad start, but the trades are coming back thick and fast. 3-3. Rotation coming in for support, but Mini's taken a lot of damage. Zipan's done well. His second kill, I believe, in the
pacing here for BBL might get them a plant. I don't see a stun online for KAMYK. I see a flash, but he goes swinging. He's made a mistake. But luckily, it's not punished too heavily. Sociable, the man of the...
It's going to make things so much more awkward. If they don't clear this, he's dead for sure. Mini, round the corner he goes. A chance for him. Damn them both! And that's exactly what Sociable...
of it. The casket soon to be closed. Their playoffs dreams fading to nothingness.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I think if you told gentlemates at the start of the season that a 28-year-old making his debut instrument, this is not an eco, this is not a save, this is everything they've got.
Yeah, they can't afford to allow 12 on the board, but on the retake, they meet Sociable again. The fight not going their way as he picks them off one by one. I think we're using the crowd mics to pick up JAMPPI on a reasonable decibel.
Nobody wants to get Def and Click getting aggressive, and he's met with Levin. He tried to go toe-to-toe with the Turkish Jet, and unfortunately, that has not gone his way. The players within the site, I'll be honest, there's no better way to put it, they are having a howler. Zipan has been wrecked. Guess what? He's been caught. KAMYK is gone as well. And for Mini and Kata, a 2v5 retake with weak weaponry. I don't know how Mini's won that kill from there, but it's at least the smallest bit of hope.
Mates have got to be traumatized by that Hunter's Fury. Every time you hear it, there's bodies on the floor. And another put to bed by Sociable. That's it. 13-2.